Welcome to the community of
engineers, the change agents in the society.
In last video we discussed that energy comes from the sun in the form of electromagnetic waves. The amount of energy received at the earth's surface is 1367 watt per meter square, which is known as solar constant. Further, we also calculated the temperature of the earth considering energy balance of the earth, which is minus 18 degrees Celsius. Certainly this temperature is not considered appropriate for life on the earth. So what could be the influencing factors for sustainable life on the earth? As we know, the radiation does not deplete while passing through the vacuum. But besides vacuum, radiation also passes through the atmosphere to reach on the earth. So we have to consider the atmosphere for those influencing factors which provides sustainable life on the earth. Composition of atmosphere. The atmosphere is composed of various gases, water vapors, dust particles, etc. The important gases are nitrogen, oxygen, argon, neon, helium, hydrogen, ozone, and the gases which comes under greenhouse gases. By volume, nitrogen is 78% and oxygen is about 21%. Together, these gases make 99% volume of the atmosphere. The rest 1% are many other gases, which are very less in the volume, but they are also very important for us. In these gases, oxygen is vital for survival of humankind, while nitrogen is vital for plant life and in turn for animal life. Now considering 1% of other gases in the atmosphere, a minute portion of greenhouse gases exists in the atmosphere. In fact, the greenhouse gases trap 30% of the energy contents present within the atmosphere, or we may say 60% of the energy contents makes its way to pass through from atmosphere to space in presence of greenhouse gases. Within the greenhouse gases, ozone is of 3 to 7%, carbon dioxide is 9 to 26%, methane is of 4 to 9%, and water vapor is of 36 to 70%. Further, the percentage of water vapors depends on time and location on the earth. Consequently, the atmosphere is composed of various gases which protect the earth and maintain conducive temperature for life on the earth. Further, depending how high we get, the composition of the atmosphere changes. Based on the composition, the atmosphere is divided into five main layers. First layer known as the troposphere, then comes the stratosphere, then the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and finally is the exosphere. The troposphere is the layer closer to surface of the earth. It is roughly 10 km high from the sea level. Clouds are formed in the troposphere and weather phenomena such as wind, rain and snow occurs here. Air vital for life is present in the troposphere. Consequently, it is much needed that it should not be contaminated. Then the stratosphere exists to altitude from 10 to 50 km above sea level. The greenhouse gases are part of the stratosphere. The ozone exists in this layer. It is very important because it protects Earth from ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Above the ozone layer, other greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor exist. These gases maintain sustainable temperature for the life on the Earth. Then the mesosphere. The mesosphere extends the altitude from 50 to 85 kilometers above sea level. The mesosphere is the coldest layer of the atmosphere. The temperature drops down to 90 degrees Celsius below zero. The thermosphere extends to altitude from 85 to 500 kilometers above sea level. This layer is the warmest from all the five layers. In this layer, the temperature can rise to more than 2000 degrees Celsius. Then the exosphere. The exosphere is the most distant layer from the Earth's surface. It extends to an altitude from 500 to approximately 10,000 kilometers above sea level. This layer is the outermost layer of the atmosphere. Now coming back to the greenhouse gases. As we discussed earlier, the greenhouse gases are ozone, carbon dioxide, methane and water vapors. Ozone layer in the atmosphere block the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. These rays are harmful for life on the earth. Rest of the greenhouse gases trap 30% of energy contents within the atmosphere and causes rise of temperature on earth which is suitable for sustainable life on the earth. The radiations from the sun comes in the form of short wave radiations while the radiations going back from the earth are in the form of long wave radiations. Once the radiations reaches to the atmosphere, part of the ultraviolet rays reflected back from the ozone layer. Some radiations further dissipated into the atmosphere and comes to the earth, and some radiations directly hit to the earth's surface. The energy which is absorbed by the earth turns into heat and radiated back into the atmosphere. The energy now have longer wavelengths, means lower energy contents. Now we will calculate temperature of the earth in the presence of greenhouse gases. For that we use energy balance of the earth, which is energy in from the sun equals to energy out from the earth. To calculate energy in from the sun, we use this expression: sun incident energy times the earth's surface which is exposed to the sun times the friction of absorbed energy. To calculate that, sun incident energy, that is 1367 watt per meter square, which we have already derived, and the surface area of the earth which is exposed to sun, that we can calculate with pi re square, where re is the radius of the earth and the friction of absorbed energy by the earth, that is 0.7. Now to calculate energy out from the earth, we use this expression: the energy flux at the earth's surface times the total surface area of the earth times the friction of energy which escaped from the atmosphere. Now energy flux at surface of the earth we calculate by using the Stefan-Boltzmann equation, that is pi Te raised per 4, where Te is the temperature of the earth. The total surface area of the earth we calculate with this expression 4 pi re square, where re is the radius of the earth and the friction of energy which escaped from the atmosphere, that is 0.6, or we may say that the friction of energy which is being retained by the greenhouse gases within the atmosphere, that would be 0.4. Now equating expressions like this, here in this expression we can cancel out this pi on left side with this pi on right side, and similarly re square on left side with this re square on the right side. Now with this, to calculate temperature of the earth, we rearrange this expression as, and after computing we calculate the temperature of the earth, that is going to be 290 Kelvin or 16.85 degrees Celsius or 62 degree Fahrenheit. Now this temperature would be maintained on the earth by the specific concentration of greenhouse gases present in the atmosphere. In greenhouse gases, ozone present in the atmosphere maintains its concentration. Methane released by the microorganisms and maintain its specific concentration in the atmosphere. Water vapor concentration in the atmosphere affected by weather conditions, and also it is site specific, means varies region to region. Carbon dioxide released by living being and again sink in the ocean and maintains a specific concentration in the atmosphere. So a natural equilibrium is maintained by these greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. However, the natural flow of carbon dioxide is disturbed by the human activities due to excessive use of fossil fuels to fulfill their energy needs. Excessive use of fossil fuels means excessive release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which increases the carbon concentration in the atmosphere, resulting increase of temperature of the earth. The excessive use of energy attributed to two factors. Humans strive for better development and comfort, increase in population. The population has increased in the last century by a factor of 6, whereas the energy consumption by a factor of 80. The probable threats posed to the world with the increase of temperature are global warming, pollution, climate change, danger to forests, droughts, and many more.